Good evening, folks. Tonight I am going to bring you a drink inspired or something I thought of because of a sport. In this case, a real sport, hockey, specifically the NHL. Now, as you may know, a couple of weeks ago, my Boston Bruins were eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs by some team. And they got me to thinking about what drink can I do that just says or reflect New England. And I've come up with one for you. Now, before I go any further, New England, a buddy of mine was telling me he was chatting with a young lady on TikTok, I guess, it's a hookup site or whatever. And he mentioned he was from New England. And she proceeded to ask him where that was and how it was different from Old England. Can't make this stuff up, kids. And yes, she was in the U.S. So, take it for what you want. But anyways, my drink. What screams New England more than maple syrup? Other than maybe if you remember the Hartford Civic Center roof collapse, the Big E in Springfield, Moxie Soda, and of course, Lake Winnipesaukee. Awesome place. But anyways, Vermont maple syrup. And that is going to be an ingredient in our drink this evening. Now, it is called the Cinnamon Maple Whiskey Sour. And basically, I've already made the original offering right here. And it consists, and I'm going to actually make the second one with a bit of a twist right now. Okay, so what you need to do is take a mason jar, fill it about 2/3 with ice. Take your handy dandy little measuring cup. I'm using, it calls for bourbon, so I'm using some Willette's bourbon that I was given for Christmas. And it calls for 1.5 ounces. Now really the only time I'm really liberal is when I'm dealing with alcohol. Use it. So I'm going to, about 2 ounces, never hurt anybody. All right, and 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now I did squeeze all this, I just had the bottle laying around, so I put everything in there. So about 1 ounce of this. Okay, let's see here, where'd it go? Pinch of cinnamon. And now for the different. Now, before I just used Vermont maple syrup. Now please use real maple syrup, not the stuff mostly you get out of the stores or commissaries. Okay, it has to be real 100% pure maple syrup. And did you know they come in grades? Grade A, which I'm using this evening, is nice rich amber color, and you have B and C, different flavorings, different colorings. Okay, so you know, if you want to know the difference, check with Doug. He often posts on here, and he's an expert on it. Now, I was up in Pine Mountain, Georgia last week, came across something interesting, and I thought, grenade, pretty cool, huh? Yes, it is the General's Maple Mayhem. Awesome little jar here. I mean, as you can tell, I've already used some on my Eggos. But it's like a grenade. Pretty decent. And what Maple Mayhem is Vermont maple syrup. In this case, it's a habanero paste, or habanero pepper mash combined, and to make this. Now they do have other flavorings. I actually had picked up, haven't tried it yet. This one is a Danger Close, and this has cayenne and habanero peppers in it. This ought to be really interesting as well. Interesting packaging. And again, it's called the General's Hot Sauce. So look it up. If you've tried it, if you had it, let me know down below how you like it. So, okay. Now I'm going to use some of the grenade here to hopefully make it a little more explosive than the original. Oh, look what I did there. Okay, and this is approximately 1 tablespoon, more or less to taste. And get it all in there. So there we go. Put the top back on. Now this mason jar actually has a hole on top for a straw. So I'm going to use the old epidermal stopper here. Shake it up, mix all the ingredients. So, and then what we're going to do is, again, using the epidermal strainer, pour it into your jar like this. I have no idea what that siren is behind me if you hear it, so disregard that. Oh, it's 1 out of 12 people. All right. There you go. So let's enjoy. Okay, the first one I made with the traditional maple syrup right there. Now the one I made, and this was grade A, and this one is with the General's Maple Mayhem. As you can see, this one's a little darker color, and that's totally due to the maple syrup. Okay, the aroma test. You pick up the maple syrup and the Willettes, the bourbon. And again with this, maple syrup, not really offensive to the nose as far as the habanero. And the Willettes. So let's go for the taste test. And of course you serve it in a chilled glass. It's very good. You pick up the sweetness, and that's really what the maple syrup is doing, is adding to the sweetness, or sweetness to the drink, as opposed to like a simple syrup that you may use. Bit of the lemon, and you really, and the kick of the Willette. It's very refreshing. And when you think maple syrup, you know, you usually think the fall, the autumn time. But this would be pretty good sitting out by the pool. I will show you that. It's finally been completed at our house. Show you that next week. But again, the regular is very nice. So let's go with the Maple Mayhem portion. Okay. Okay, sweetness, the bourbon still is very pronounced, but at the end, that's where you're picking up the habanero mash. And it is totally something different. It is really good. Just adds that little extra kick to the drink. Just, you know, something to relax with. Now, how you enjoy your beverages, whether you know, sit and savor them over time, or you just, you know, down it, and it's totally up to you, however you want to do it. But yes, if you want to take this recipe, run with it, you know, let me know if you try it, how you like it below. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and enjoy more of my videos. And I say and a lot. But and next week I'm going to have something special due to the time of the year. So, but until next week, stay thirsty. Again, try this drink. It is awesome. Either with regular maple syrup, or if you can find some of this General's Maple Mayhem. It's pretty good. So until then, stay thirsty. Yeah, very good.